The oversnap and the top arm extension that goes along with it is really where you get that second level of bat speed. You can only rotate so fast, but getting that boom, that bat head to whip through is what takes a good player, an average player, and makes them a great player. Now, when you're working on it, you can't just rotate and pull the bat head around. You need to get that snap within the rotation, just like when we talked about the 6 rules of the snap. The snap has to come within the rotation, and also not just to the point of contact, but you also have to have boom extension all the way through out to point B, which is both arms fully extended, and it's mainly that top arm that guys don't get boom powered through and out to full extension. They end up kind of snapping to here, and then the bat head kind of flies off like this. You really need to get that boom, boom, powerful snap of the top arm extension along with it. When you're trying to cut through the ball, you can't just have the focus be the point of contact and then all of a sudden have the bat head die afterwards. You have to think about powering through from the hands back, boom, out to full extension, and then the point of contact is just somewhere along the swing plane. Now, when I'm coming through, I have a focus on lead arm pull. I think about lead arm pull coming in, but I can't just do lead arm pull because then my bat head ends up trailing like this and then finishing high like that. I have to think about that top hand snapping through along with it and getting the extension. So I get here, I get to the point of contact, and then boom, right at the end. I'm not thinking right at the end, all of a sudden pop it. You have to be doing it right from the beginning. Right when your hands are back, you're taking them from here, boom, all the way out to full extension, which is the point A to point B concept. Even if I'm hitting a ball up the middle or trying to keep it in the park or going opposite field, you can't change your swing plane or your snap. You still have to power through. If I'm making contact and hitting it to left field, opposite field, I still have to be here, boom, point of contact, and then boom, fire all through to full extension. I see a lot of guys that get up there, they try to hit the ball the other way, and you see them kind of go like this. They're trying to place it out there, and they don't use the same swing as they do when they're trying to pull the ball. It's the same swing every time. You still have to get that boom, right to the point of contact, and then finish through with the extension so that even though you're hitting the middle or top half of the ball, you're still cutting the ball and hitting it hard and getting a hard line drive. Once our hands are back in the connected position, you know, my lead arm's not so rigidly straight where it's uncomfortable, but it is pulled back. So there's not a lot of room for more extension to happen throughout the swing. Whereas the top arm is bent and at our side. So when it's back here, we come through, maybe there's a little bit more extension with the lead arm, but you can essentially say that that's straight the whole time. And once we get to here, it's starting to extend, and at contact and through contact, boom, it goes out to full extension. If you see guys with an inside-out swing, or sometimes guys will term it a baseball swing, because they get to here with the hands way inside and they make contact, and then the top arm extension doesn't happen until way after contact and they finish up here. So you're not getting that powerful blow, boom, with the bat path cutting through the ball. You're hitting it on more of a glancing blow like this. You watch Ted Williams or Babe Ruth and you'll see the clips that we have on it. They use top arm extension to drive a lot of the power in their swing. Unlike some of the newer teaching in baseball where they don't teach the top arm extension and they don't teach the lead arm to stay straight. They kind of pull in like this and then snap afterwards. Whereas you'll see those guys, they take a nice stride towards the ball, get back in the connected position, and then boom, they get to here, right to the point of contact, and then boom, they're finishing all the way out through. It's a much more powerful swing and a much more consistent way to strike the ball, especially in slow pitch when you have to provide all the power and the pitch is coming in from 12 feet high or somewhere around there. You can't just drag the bat head through. It just creates a very awkward angle to strike the ball. One of the main tools we use to teach over snap and top arm extension is the guide rope with the evil BP ball on it. This thing does not lie. If you do not cut through the ball, whether it's the bottom or the middle, it's not going to shoot up the rope, it's going to bounce up and down. So it really makes you not only focus on hitting a certain part of the ball, but it also forces you to come through, keep your bat along the rope on the swing plane, and then boom, make the point of contact and then fire through, extend that top arm, get it out to point B, and then you can see the ball's just going to shoot along the rope. if I'm not swinging correctly, if I come through like this, which we see a lot, and guys' bat heads drop, all of a sudden right at the end, I try to pull up and then I'm gonna hit a glancing ball and that ball's gonna bounce up into the air. So when I come back, I really have to just think about getting the full top arm extension and cutting through that ball. Most guys are looking to get more power on the ball. Now, maybe that's not hitting a home run every time, but it's hitting a long line drive or hitting it into the gap. You can see our swing plane or the path of the ball is slightly up from level. So even if you're gonna hit a hard line drive, it has to get up high enough to go over the fielder's heads and then drop in. So on this swing plane, I'm cutting the ball right along the rope and then getting that top arm extension through. That's the only way that you can get the ball to shoot right up the rope and shoot on the plane that you're trying to get. As you start to make this change over to getting more extension and more over snap, if you're someone that just tends to drag the bat head through the zone and then pull up at the end, you may have to get a lot more singled focus of getting that top arm extension. So it's just pulling the hands back to connected position, start to turn and rotate, and then really think about that top arm. Boom, powering the bat head right along the rope, right through the hitting zone, and all the way through to full extension. Instead of having a focus of just, even if you're snapping your wrist, if you get to this position here, and then you're snapping on a plane like that, that's no good. You're gonna hit the ball inconsistently. You need to get here, connected position, rotation starts, and then you really need to focus on powering that top hand through and top arm all the way out to full extension.
One of the most hallowed home run records in softball from the 81-year-old St. Pete Half Century Club was held by none other than our own 78-year-old Dave Pops 44 North. Dave is beloved as a blogger and with Bear and Tom heads up the Woodlawn Hitting Club. Dave's a Hall of Famer known by the top pros and rec hitters alike. In 1997, Dave almost doubled the previous home run record with an incredible 55 home run season. Amazing that record lasted for almost 20 years, a testament to the hitter Dave was at 60 years old. It was big news in Florida this past fall when a great young slugger broke the record. What's it mean for you to break Dave Norris' record?
Well, it'd be a real honor. I know Dave was a legend back in the day, and he's held the record for like 20 years now. So
About 18.
yeah, it would be a real honor.
A record was broken on a local softball field that's been around for longer than the Tampa Bay Rays have existed. The St. Petersburg Half Century Club has seen its share of history. 10 News reporter Bobby Lewis back out on the road in St. Pete, where there is a new home run king in town.
This is probably the biggest day we've had in a number of years.
They were starting to think it would never happen.
Hit it over the fence. That was the only rule today.
We didn't want to wait another year. Yeah, how many more years we got left in it? There's a good chance he'll get it today, maybe not this first swing.
History hinged on the first pitch of the day
I would pay money to watch Norm Perry hit.
at a field that's seen plenty of it in the last 84 years.
Anytime a record is broken, especially something like a home run, it's kind of a cool thing because you don't know when it's going to be broken again.
And the fans didn't have to wait long to see it.
That has a chance on the first swing. Ladies and gentlemen, number 56, the new home run record for the St. Petersburg Half Century Softball Club.
Tying the record, I'm still going to get in the book, but I wanted to be on top.
There's a lot of history here in this club. For 84 years, the Boys of Winter have been playing the Half Century Club, and the record book is starting to look a lot like the Norm Perry Encyclopedia. His name is next to a lot of these records in the book, but the one he set today, 56 home runs in a season, is the one he says means the most to him, because for the people who have been in this club for decades, it's the one that meant the most to them.
Dave still owns the all-time home run record, so when you see the big guy, congratulate him. One of the best power hitters and greatest softball guys of all time.